Okay, so with the resources in Berry County, as I kind of already mentioned earlier, there's a lot of different resources and services that are out there and available, but we really wanted to narrow our focus towards our audience tonight. And so we kind of generalized 3 areas of focus. And so we're going to be looking at early childhood and education, health and safety, and family support. Some of these agencies might only fall into one category, whereas maybe they also cover all of them. So I'm not delegating them to one section per se, but these are just going to be our primary areas of focus tonight. And so in addition to that, I also want to give kind of a disclaimer that there are some agencies that weren't able to make it. And so the committee is stepping into report and kind of share that information, even if they're not necessarily affiliated with the agency. And so our first one up is going to be the Great Start Collaborative. And Julie, I will pass that over to you.
Thank you. I just want to show my face before I shut off my camera because I am at home and my internet is not working very well. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so my name is Julie McMillan, and I am the Berry County Great Start Coordinator. And we are an organization in the Berry County that works through the Office of Great Start, which is a part of the Department of Education, Michigan Department of Education. We are a group of individuals. We have parents on our work group. We have professionals that are community-based. We have other organizations that are in the surrounding area that we work together to make sure that there are services out there for families with children prenatal to age 5, which would be kindergarten readiness. As you can see on the screen, you have Berry County Great Start Collaborative, and we have 3 different organizations that we have together. There's Little Seedlings, and within Little Seedlings, we have a home visiting program and a playgroup program. And then we also have the Berry County Great Start Parent Coalition, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. Next slide, please. So our home visiting program, we utilize what's called the Parents Teachers Program, which is an evidence-based program. It has an evidence-based curriculum with it as well. We are throughout Berry County, and we focus mainly sometimes in the Berry Intermediate School District, which would be Hastings School District and the Delton School District, and we can go to Middleville as well to service some of our families. Okay. You can skip this one. Okay, so the home visiting program is offered to families, parents, grandparents, caregivers who have any children that are age prenatal through age 5. Who can make a referral? I could say early on makes referrals, doctors, healthcare, social workers. We've also had grandparents that made referrals. And we also have parents who make self-referrals. So anybody can make a referral if they feel that they would like to have a home visitor in their home. As I said before, we service the Berry Intermediate School District with children prenatal through kindergarten entry, and it is free. I'm going to go to the next slide. Free. What does a home visit look like? It can look like whatever the parents want it to look like. We are in the home. We meet at the parks. Lately, we've been going on walks because of the COVID restrictions. We've been outside doing our social distancing, but we still are supporting our families with visiting. Normally, what a home visit would look like is that we would come to your home or meet you wherever you feel comfortable, and we would base our interactions with what you need, whether it's whether it is child discipline, whether it's behavior, whether it's diapers, whether it's learning how to potty train, whether it's resources. It can be a wide variety of services that we offer, but we do focus on the strengths. of the family and what the family is facing at that time. So it can be anything that the family would like. Okay. So the next part is we have a parent coalition. What this is parents with any child that's prenatal through to age 12 is we meet together and support each other. They are monthly meetings. Usually we meet in person, but obviously we are meeting virtual right now. But say we discuss topics about parenting in early childhood. Sometimes we have presenters come to speak to the parents. Sometimes we have activities for the kids and the parents to do as well. There's always, if we meet in person, it's going to be free childcare and free dinner as well. And then we have our program. And then sometimes it's just a support group that we meet together and talk about what's going on in our lives. Okay. These are a couple of our pictures of the events that we held. The very top left is we had a yoga instructor come in and talk about how to help the children relax before bedtime with some yoga poses. Then we also talked about mindfulness. We have a couple painting parties where the kids come and paint whatever they want to. We call it cookies and canvas. The parents met first, and then we had an activity planned for the parents and the kids to work together. The middle section is we organized the little libraries around Berry County, and the Parent Coalition took on the responsibility of installing the little libraries as well as making sure that they are full with books. And I believe there's 18 around Berry County at the moment right now. So it's meeting, supporting each other, but also doing something for our community, giving back to our community. Okay. Here's Leanne Miller-Busson's information. She's the parent liaison. She's the one that works with the parents to organize these group meetings. It's parent-led, but obviously we're going to have Leanne guide the families to schedule, to plan, and to make it all work out. Okay, you can turn. Another thing that we offer is our play groups. Obviously right now, because of the pandemic, we are not meeting in person, but we do have virtual play groups. Right now we're just meeting to talk about different things, but we are in the plans. We are planning at the moment to have a virtual play group with the Cason's Library. So if you just keep looking at our webpage, just follow it to make sure that you're up to date on what's going on, because we are going to be starting a play group. But outside of COVID, you can see some pictures of the play groups that we have at the playground. We do activities. As the other pictures, we have a story time, we have a snack, we have large motor, small motor skills, and literacy to encourage our families to work on those things with their children. Okay. This is just another little picture of our little seedlings. We usually have it on Wednesday mornings, but as you can see, we don't have it anymore right now. Little Seedlings does have a Facebook page. You can turn it. Little Seedlings does have a Facebook page that you can follow as well. Right here, you can see our webpage, which is greatstartberry.org. And then you can also go to find us on the Facebook and follow those two pages of the activities that are going on in Berry County and also the surrounding areas. I think that's my last slide. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie. Now we'll turn it over to community action.
Hello, my name is Samantha Gwynn, and I am the GSRP Program Manager for Community Action. So we're going to talk about some of the services that Community Action provides in Berry County. So this is our mission statement. We're dedicated to helping people achieve and maintain independence. Next slide, please. So we do have some core values. So caring, we believe that we should be treating all people with dignity and respect. and that all people can achieve success. Service, we believe in meeting individual needs of those that we serve, and we believe in providing responsive and supportive services. And then action, we believe in being responsible and trustworthy stewards of our resources. We believe in immediate action to prevent and resolve problems, and we believe in being an active community partner. Next slide, please. So the first piece that we're going to talk about is education and children's services. So within education and children's services, we have Head Start, Early Head Start, Great Start Readiness Programming, and the Foster Grandparent Program. Next slide, please. So Early Head Start and Head Start are both programs that are designed for people who are within 100% of the federal poverty level. And Early Head Start provides full year, full day services for employed low-income families from birth through 3 years of age. We also have expectant mothers services within the Early Head Start grant. Head Start provides those social and educational experiences for children who are 3 to 5 years old. And then every once in a while, we do get an expectant mother that does not want to send their child into the center-based care. And so sometimes we do still have expectant mothers even within the Head Start program. And so you can get more information by calling the phone number at the bottom, and also there's the Barry B25 website. And so we do have centers for these programs for Early Head Start and Head Start in Delton, Hastings, and in Sioux Drummond. Next slide, please. Within our Great Start Readiness Program, we have classrooms in Delton Kellogg Elementary, Northeastern Elementary, Southeastern Elementary, Star, and then we do have a virtual option that will stay virtual for the whole year. For more information about this, you can contact myself, and my direct line is there, or you can also go to the Barry B25 website. The Foster Grandparent Program provides opportunities for low-income seniors. This allows them to be able to go into classrooms. We train them so that they can help teachers support individual children. It also allows a time for foster grandparents to be able to get out into the community, feel good about giving back, and gives them some opportunities for socialization as well. Next slide, please. So there are benefits for the foster grandparents. There is a stipend, and they do get paid holidays and personal time off. We reimburse them for travel if they drive themselves. We provide meals for them, and then we do make sure that they get to the doctor at least once a year. Qualifications for this program are you need to be 55 years or older, or your annual income needs to be at 200% below the poverty line, a cleared criminal history. We need to get that health appraisal with a negative TB test, and then a minimum of a 15-hour commitment each week. Next slide, please. We also have adult education program, and so this program provides adults with individualized supports so that they can complete GED or high school diploma. And so you can contact Chris Miller about this program. We also have housing and support services. And so within this umbrella, we have emergency services and home weatherization. So emergency services, we will assist families or anybody that needs help as long as they qualify with past due utilities. And so that includes metered utilities and deliverable fuels. And then if we do have funding, there is rent assistance as well. Home weatherization provides where we bring people into the family's home so that they can see if there are any needs that they have, and then we will be able to help them get new windows or be able to help them with a furnace that isn't so old so that we can help lower their utility bills. And again, you can contact Chris Miller for these needs. And then the final program we're going to talk about is our food and nutrition services. And so we have a commodities supplemental food, and that provides food for low-income seniors. And it is distributed every other month. These are shelf-stable foods so that they are able to, they'll be able to last a long time if they don't use them up within that time period until it's time for the next distribution. Then, they'll be able to keep them around for a long time. The Emergency Food Assistance Program is for families, and they can obtain food every 3 months. For this program, applicants need to be 18 years or older and at or below 200% of the federal poverty level. And the distribution site for this is Thornapple Valley Church. So these are just kind of some pictures that we have of our services. So you can see, just kind of have a visual of what we do. Those are always good. Next slide, please. We have a website, caascm.org, and so you can jump on that website and you'll be able to see all of the services. There's testimonials and just all kind of information on there that is more in depth than what we're doing here tonight. We also have a Facebook page, and so if you follow that, then again, you'll be up to date with the latest and greatest of what we have. Sometimes we get grants that are a little smaller than the ones that we normally have. And so that's kind of nice to be able to know, if you know of a new grant that we have, that you might be able to say, hey, and connect somebody with that service. And then if you do have any questions, you're welcome to contact myself, but this is our CEO's contact information, Michelle Williamson, and her website is there as well as her phone number.
Thanks so much, Sam. We really appreciate that.
Thanks. I have a birthday party going on right now, so I am going to, though. However, I apologize for scooting out early, but I am going to go downstairs and play with my grandkids now. So
thanks so much for being here. Have a great rest of your night.
Absolutely. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
All right. And then next, we're going to have Early On. So I'm going to pass it over to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen with Early On of Berry County. We run out of Berry Intermediate School District. So next slide. So anybody can make a referral to Early On. However, I'll kind of talk about that a little bit more. We do ask that parents are aware of the referral, if at all possible, just because it makes it a little awkward, or it kind of puts the parents on the offensive if they are coming into it not knowing that a referral was made for their child. So then they kind of don't look at it as much as a positive thing as it could be. But otherwise, we usually are pretty open and receptive to any referrals that are made, and we try to bridge that gap with the parents that are a little bit more on the edge about their referral being made. To make a referral, the best way I can tell you to remember is just 1-800-EARLY-ON. It covers the website to make the referral, and it covers the phone number to call as well. So 1-800-EARLY-ON, and then you can make the referral right online or by calling the number. And then we've added our local contact information there as well. The Berry ISD phone number, and then the first extension is 133, which is my extension, and the 113 is our early childhood intake coordinator. So she would be happy to help get referrals started as well. Next slide. So after a referral is made, we make contact with the family. Usually we'll send a letter to let them know that their child was referred or that a referral was made if the parent wasn't the one making the referral. Then once we contact the family, we talk to them, introduce Early On. Then we offer to do an evaluation with their child or family in their natural setting. So usually in the home, if they'll allow us. And because of COVID, we are doing some virtual visits, including evaluations. But at this point, we're fairly leaving it up to like the parent on whether or not they want it in their home or virtually. And most are saying in the home. So then we do the evaluation and interview the family. So just some like little sheets that we have them fill out to say how their child's day is and kind of what their child's strengths are, what their child's needs are. And then once we've done the evaluation, we determine if the child qualifies. And then we would give support through programming or resources. So programming is if we have an IFSP. Services generally include family training and home visits with myself or our Hastings provider, Kelly. If they are a little bit more delayed, then we would look at more services. So the next slide, we'll talk about how they qualify. So children qualify with a pre-existing condition, so meaning they have a medical condition that is known to cause developmental delays in children, and then children who have a 20% delay or more in development. And then the third little box there is children that the evaluator determines needs support, clinical opinion. So by saying that is maybe we have a child who's kind of borderline delayed and they don't quite meet the definition of a delay to qualify for early on, but they don't necessarily have a pre-existing condition, but they have a lot of either medical background or report somewhere saying that the child was exposed to something or has a medical condition, but that's not being reported by the child's doctor, then we would go ahead and qualify them based on our clinical opinion and provide support to that family anyways. Then if the child demonstrates delay over 25% or greater, then we would have our special education staff step in and ask them to come to the evaluation with us or do an evaluation on that child before we do the IFSP. And then one of the things that parents always ask is, how much does it cost? Well, the good news is it's free. It's not income-based at all. And there is no charge to their insurance. So it's a grant funded program ran through the school districts in Michigan and free to the families. So the next page, so services, home visits can be as little as a few times a year and as much as multiple times per month. We'll usually write a range of services to support the family so that we can provide them with as much support as they need at one time. So sometimes the parents come and go and I want all of the support and give it, me as much as I can. And then by the time they get going and they're starting to figure out how to help their child and they're like, I don't want so many visits anymore, then we can kind of slow down a little bit. And then we have the opposite happen too. Some families are a little resistant, like you can come to my house like once every couple months. But then once we get in there and working with them, then they're like, wait, I like this. This is good. It's helping. And we want to do more. So we'll write a range so that we can provide the services that they feel they need. Again, with the natural environment, so that's huge for early on. Usually the natural environment is the child's home, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in the child's home either. So we've done visits at the park. We can do them at McDonald's, wherever the family takes the child, the library, play groups, wherever they're comfortable and where their child normally plays, and that we can help them in their routines. I think I even went shopping with somebody before. So really trying to step into those routines and help them help their children. So then the next slide.
Just one second, Jen. Linda, I saw that you raised your hand. Did you have a question?
Sorry, I was on mute. What is IFSP?
Oh yeah, sorry, I totally meant to do that and it slipped my mind. So an IFSP is an individualized family service plan. So it is very much like an individualized education plan through the school district or an IEP. But instead of focusing on what the child needs academically, we focus on what the family needs to support their child in the home. Yep. So how we can help support families. We help families locate community resources, trying kind of doing that needs-based interview and figuring out, if there's any other supports they need in the community. We help them understand and support their child's needs. So even just today, I had a family, I was doing a co-visit with our occupational therapist, and the mom was so thankful that we helped her understand why her son was communicating by throwing tantrums and screaming, that she was able to respond to him better, and it was making things go better in their daily routine. So that was very encouraging. Help them accept their child's differences. So kind of this, almost the same kind of line, like it's not necessarily accepting the differences, it's more of like acknowledging ways to support their differences. We assist families with transitioning to preschool. So what's difficult about that is, so we only are able to work with children birth up to age 3. So we have to exit a child by their 3rd birthday. So we would, in our IFSP or individualized family service plan or review that we do on it, we would do a transition plan and talk about what options there are in the community for their child once early on is no longer available at age 3. So we'll, depending on their delays, we would, if they're super delayed, we would really talk about moving them into early childhood special education, which is a 3 to 6 program for children with severe developmental delays or disabilities. We would talk about possibly, if we have low income families, sending them to Head Start or other types of preschools. I think Hastings and Delton both have at least one public or private preschool program that they could take part in if they wanted to pay tuition. And then if they're, a little bit behind but don't qualify for our early childhood special education, we kind of look at what they need going forward as far as walk-in therapy services through the school district as well. So then we help families. We want to teach that parent to help their child and be their child's teacher, and kind of step back and let them take that role and teach them how to do it to the best of their ability, and help them enjoy the journey. So that is all mine.
Thanks so much, Jen. Really appreciate you.
No problem.
All right. And it looks like next up is going to be the Hastings Public Library. So I'm going to pass it over to Paige.
All right. Thank you, Jen. My name is Paige Brandley. I'm the Youth Services Librarian at the Hastings Public Library. Excuse me. Right here, we've got our website. So I would say, just for all of this, always feel free to check our website and Facebook for more information about everything I'm going to talk about. All right, next slide. So I'm just going to do an overview of some of our services. One of the fun things that we've added is a library of things. So that's literally what it is. You can check out metal detectors, bird watching kits, telescopes. We had someone check out a sewing machine today with her daughter. This is for anyone who has a library card in our cooperative. You have to be 18 years or older to take items that leave the building. We do have a few kits for 9 years old and up that stay in the building, like friendship bracelet kit and duct tape kit. And then another big thing that we have as part of this program are wireless routers. So these are only available to Hastings Public Library card holders, and you have to sign a special agreement for them as well. But those are available for a week. Those are very popular for people that don't have reliable internet. And we're hoping to get some more very soon. And then we are getting new items for our Library of Things, including yard games. And then thank you to a very generous donation, we're going to start adding a Library of Things Junior. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Another common program that we have are reading challenges. So every year I do a summer reading program that's available to all ages, birth through adulthood. You don't have to be a card holder or even a resident of Berry County to participate. We've had people from out of state that are staying like at Gun Lake for the summer that will come and do our reading program. It also includes like the reading challenges, logging how much you're reading, but also this year it will include grab and go packs, and then maybe hopefully some in-person outdoor programming at the plaza. Typical years we have like big weekly programs and presenters. And then we have 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. This is a program that's throughout the county. It's for kids 0 to 5. Here's our latest winner or finisher. So if you can go to any library in the county to register for the program and then track the reading and then pick up prizes every 100 books that you read. So this is not part of the cooperative. So you can go to Hastings, you can go to Putnam Library, Dowling, any of them, we all have the same program. You can sign up in Hastings and then pick up prizes in Delton. So those are just some of the things we have to encourage children to read throughout the year. And so big service that we have is interlibrary loans. So you can access materials that are not physically in our building. If you have one of our library cards, you can get things through our cooperative. That includes a lot of the libraries in West Michigan up through Grand Rapids and the Muskegon area. So it's a pretty quick turnaround, usually about a week, week and a half from the time you put an item on hold till it arrives here. And that does include audiobooks, CDs and DVDs. And then we also have the Michigan Electronic Library, which is a website, but also another interlibrary loan program. That takes a little bit longer, but it has books from throughout the state. And like I've got here, it's really great for academic books and rare titles because that includes a lot of our universities in the state, so we can get books from them as well. So a great resource for college students as well, since the price of textbooks is quite high. All right, so we have digital services to get like content, so books, ebooks, magazines, audiobooks. We have Libby or Overdrive. So it's kind of confusing, but they're basically the same app. They just have different interfaces. I recommend Libby. It's a little bit easier to use. But those are unlimited checkouts and you can access it on your phone and like you can download the titles to your phone. So like we have patrons that don't have very good internet that will come here and download some audiobooks or ebooks onto their device and then they can access it at home without the internet. Hoopla is another service that's similar, except for we're limited to 4 checkouts per month. Sometimes it goes up a little bit if we're able to. And that includes audio, ebooks, videos, and movies. So if you have like a Roku, you can download the app onto your Roku and watch TV shows or movies through that. All of it's free. And then very recently, we have a new app. So it's called the My Library app. Or if you're just going onto your device and searching, you search LLC My Library. You can log in and search our catalog and place holds way easier than the website because you don't have to have your library card to log in and get that number in. You can also sign up for a library card using it or renew your card. What I think is great for parents is you can scan as you're walking around the stack. So if you have a bunch of books that you need to check out, you can just scan it on your phone and check it out to your account. I've seen a few meltdowns by my desk with the self-checkout and kids that have just, they need to go, which I understand as a parent. So that's a great service. Also, if you have like kids that have a card or like teens that have a smartphone and a card, you can use that. So if you forget your card, you can use that to log onto the computers or pick up holds or do any of that good stuff. Okay, so some of the newer youth services that we have, got the typical programming that's kind of been on hold because of COVID, but a new program we started are student cards. So these are for kids in the Hastings school system that live in our service area that want a library card and for whatever reason, parents can't or won't bring them into the library to get a card. So they can apply for the card either through our website or the app or to come in person. And then we'll mail a postcard to their house and then they bring it back to us. And then we can give them a card because we need proof of ID. So that's our way to do that. It does have limited checkouts, just one item, but it gives them unlimited access for digital collection. And then very recently as well, we just got an AWE computer, which is a designated early learning station. So it just has a bunch of cool learning games downloaded onto it, a really bright, fun, colorful keyboard and a colorful mouse to teach kids how to have those computer skills for when they get into school. It doesn't have internet access. I have a 4-year-old and he's played it and like caught on really quick to all the fun games that they have. So it's a good way to get some of those literacy skills while you're here at the library. And since we don't have a lot of our toys out, it's a good entertainment tool as well. All right, so I'm also going to present on Pierce. I don't know if Sarah's still on. So Sarah, if you need to interrupt me because I've got something wrong, go right ahead. We partner with Pierce a lot at the library here as well. So here's their website for, the best place to check for events, as well as their Facebook. And they have a really cool YouTube page with like all sorts of awesome videos and ideas for activities and just great learning science stuff. So lots of outdoor fun. They have 9 miles of hiking trails available dusk till dawn. They've got a neat little nature-based playground. And then also inside, kind of by a fish tank, there's a hands-on learning area with a little free library. And then they have a storybook hiking trail. So there's pages of a book spread throughout the trail, and you can walk and read the book. Right now, the book is We Are the Water Protectors by Kara Lindstrom. I just have to plug that book. It won the Caldecott this year. It's amazing. So the stories rotate every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the season. So you can get your hike in and get some reading in at the same time. So some family programming, science story times. This is something that Ellen and I do together once a month. This is pre-COVID, so we used to do it quarterly. So she came and we talked about birds, and here's some kiddos searching for birds out by the Riverwalk. It was so much fun. Our next one is going to be the 19th, and we're doing Water All Around Us. But it's a good mix of regular story time, just books, but then Ellen dropping some really neat science stuff. I learned so much doing those with her. They regularly used to do, and we'll try and do science festivals. So we'd have some at the library, but lots at Pierce Cedar Creek where you would go, and there's people from all sorts of different groups coming and presenting, like the conservation units and NASA, and just wonderful programs to go. And a good variety of activities for different ages. So you could come with your little ones and do things, but you could also have upper elementary to middle school kids, and they had activities for them as well. And then they have the Strolling with Nature program. So that's another good educational program for kids to get outdoors. And those are continued to do virtual as well. So I would recommend checking their website for those dates and the themes for that. And then they have a really cool visitor center with rotating exhibits. So those change quarterly, a very nice gift shop. And this is kind of random, but they have plaques everywhere. And so I know it's not a great family resource, the plaques necessarily, but it's worth going and checking that out. And then winters, they have special things in the winter. So this is their ice skating rink from this year. There's cross country and ski trails, and then snowshoe trails, and you can borrow snowshoes. And I believe it's just like in the summertime, open dusk till dawn to access those. So just because there's snow on the ground doesn't mean that there's not things to do at Pierce. Okay, you still are stuck with me. So now I'm going to talk about the Imagination Library. This is the website that you would really want to go to get the most information. So it's berrycountyreads.org. This is what you would use to register for the program, or you can follow them on Facebook at Imagination Library of Berry County. What the program is free, high quality books are mailed to your home. So you register your children ages 0 through 5, and the books come to them addressed to them. And I'm just going to put a plug in as someone that reads book reviews and orders books for a living. They are really good quality books, and I'm impressed that I will order a book and then like 6 to 9 months later, my kids will receive that book. So it stays up to date and current with what they need. I have an 18-month-old, and the books they sent her were board books, and now they've got like thick pages so she won't tear them. So it's stuff that will last. You can go to berrycountyreads.org to register. It takes like 5 minutes, or we had an address change, and that was taken care of very quickly. They still do paper applications, so I have them here at the library, or you could talk to your school system to get one. If you want to help keep the program in our county, so we have about 1,500 kids signed up right now. It's all run through donations. The great thing is that we have a bunch of kids enrolled. The hard thing is that you have to keep paying for it. So if you know anyone that'd like to donate, it's for $30. It provides 12 books. So for one child, you can provide a whole year's worth of books. And you can also do that at berrycountyreads.org. And then my last one. So I think I saw Abby on here too. So
I'm here too.
Okay, so feel free to interrupt me, Abby, if I'm wrong. But Abby, this is her idea. She started this wonderful website and Facebook page to kind of keep all, like we were talking, we have all these events all around at Pierce and the library and Charlton Park and the Y. So to put them all together and condense it into one website and one Facebook page for a resource for you. So there we go. So yeah, it's kind of a one-stop shop. Like you just posted sledding hills, or we'll do trick-or-treating. And then I added an image of, I think this is pre-COVID times, but this is like a schedule that you would post every week of what's going on in the community. So instead of trying to jump around to every website, you can just check this. I personally feel like I'll see something post on the Y and then like, you've got it right away at Berry County Kids. So I highly recommend following it. And then this would be the website or the email if you want to, if you want to submit an event or an activity, you can email that address and we'll get it posted. Do you have anything to add, Abby?
Just that in addition to the Facebook page, I try to keep running lists of things going on the website too. So it was more pre-COVID, obviously there was a lot more going on, but like seasonally, I try to keep a list of fall activities, everything that happens in the summer, like a spring break to-do list, things like that. And then also running lists, like you said, of sledding hills. I have one of photographers for families, ice cream spots, you know, non-traditional like activities like swimming and karate and stuff. So I'm just trying to pull together all the things that are happening already into one spot where you can find them, because moving to this community, I realized how much there was going on, but you had to follow about 15 different Facebook pages to try to find everything. And even then you missed things every once in a while.
Thank you, Abby and Brennan.
Yeah.
So that's all I have. I'm also going to sign off and go home to my children. But if you want to email me, I'm going to leave my email address in the chat box about anything related to libraries or Pierce, or just say hi. That's fine with me. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Paige and Abby. I appreciate all your input and time, and have a wonderful rest of your night. And so next up, I'm going to let Maternal Infant Health Program with Carrie.
Hi, I'm Carrie Coos, and I work with Caring Network with the MIHP program, and we're currently working with Van Buren, Kalamazoo, and Berry County. So we have a I'm the social worker, and then we also have Kathy Stafford, who is the nurse, and Susan Walsh, who is our dietitian. We're meeting with we meet with families that either the mom is pregnant or up to birth, and then from birth to a year old for the infant. So Caring Network serves the pregnant teens and women, but we are, let's see. Right. It's our aim to work alongside providers as well as getting referrals, self-referrals sometimes, and we're getting referrals from WIC and also from the insurance companies. And this program is a free program that doesn't cost anything. It's through the Medicaid, and Medicaid pays for all of that. So if you don't have Medicaid, then it's not something that they would be able to do. So our aim is to get better birth outcomes, healthier pregnancies, healthier infants and families. And what we do is we go into the home and we do a risk assessment. So we address those risks early on from when we meet with them and help them to overcome those risks. And then we also help them with any other needs that pop up. And we also do ages and stages to help keep the kids mentally on track, making sure that we catch those things that to help them get services early on. Let's see. You can call us at the 381-1234. We have a referral sheet that I did send out. I don't know if that's something that will be sent to everybody. But yeah.
I can send it to everyone after the meeting, just so.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great, because we do have the referral sheet. And Susan and Kathleen, I'm kind of like all over the place tonight. So if you have anything to add, you can add anything too. So, but eventually we're going to have 9 counties that we're working for, but we just want to make sure that we can get out there and help the moms of Berry County as well. So, but we also have parenting education classes. We have a caring closet where you can get free things. We also have, you can get like free car seats through our agency by taking a class. You can get free pack and plays by taking the safe sleep class. There's a lot of different benefits from working with Caring Network, not just making sure that the kids are on track, but also hitting some of those material needs that young moms need too. So
we have been, we are a home-based program, but Carrie and Kathy have been meeting with some families virtually, depending what the family really prefers as far as that goes. I think they've been doing kind of about a 50-50 split between home visits and virtual visits. I'm a dietitian. I have the ability to go out and see everybody at home too, which is kind of a nice benefit if moms have questions, or if there's concerns about baby's growth and development or feeding issues, I can go out and do home visits based on that too. So if anybody has a newborn or a infant up to the age of 1 who has issues with regards to weights, I mean, I can weigh babies, I can report back to pediatricians and or their care providers and kind of let them know how the babies are doing. The same thing with the moms. So whatever anybody needs as far as in the Berry County area, I'm happy to go ahead and help some families out.
thanks, Susan.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for joining and sharing this. I think this is a program that maybe not many people know about, so kind of helping spread the word on that. And I appreciate all the information, as I'm sure there's many families who would benefit from this. So thank you both. Okay, so unfortunately, there was not a representative from the Berry Eaton District Health Department that was able to talk about their program and services today. And so as part of the committee, I will be speaking to that today. And so if I have participants who have follow-up questions, I'm going to direct you to contact one of the offices, whether the Berry or the Eaton, for more information, because they're going to be the expert, as I am not affiliated with this organization at all. So some of the goals of the health department is to ensure that all community members have a healthy, successful start in life, access to quality health care across the continuum of care, and safe and healthy food, water, and air. So a little bit about the health department. It's nationally accredited public health service agency for both Berry and Eaton County. They strive to protect and improve the health of Berry and Eaton County through education, promotion of healthy lifestyles, and implementation of effective policies and programs for individuals, families, businesses, and communities. They provide a wide variety of services, from restaurant food safety inspections to the WIC nutrition program. Berry Eaton District Health Department is governed by the Berry Eaton Board of Health. And so under their umbrella of programs and services, the first one is children's services. And so under this, they have children's special health care services. And this is geared towards children with certain chronic or severe medical conditions. And so it's a program funded by the state that kind of helps pay for specialty health care, whether it's child and for some adults with these special health care needs. They can help pay for medical bills, cover co-pays and deductibles if they have insurance or Medicaid. And if you don't have insurance, they can provide some specialty coverage as well. And so they also are able to maybe provide some travel expense or help for travel expenses related to the child's medical care. In addition to that, they do immunization, again, for children and adults. And so all these vaccinations, especially for kids that are recommended from birth through 18 years, are available. And for adults, they cover measles, mumps, chickenpox, tetanus, whooping cough, shingles, HPV, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and all of those vaccines are available through the health department. They also offer tuberculosis, TB skin test, and also flu shots. And so they really ask that you kind of schedule ahead of time, which they have scheduling information on their website. So really, bottom line here, for a lot more information in detail, you can definitely find all of that at their website or by calling as well. In addition to their children's services, they have the WIC program, also known as Women, Infant, and Children. And so this is a free program for low-income pregnant women, low-income breastfeeding and non-breastfeeding women who have recently given birth, and for infants and children up to the age of 5 that are at risk of not getting proper nutrition. So this offers nutrition education, breastfeeding support, healthcare referrals, and supplemental food. So really, bottom line message here is WIC is trying to help families eat well and stay healthy. So if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, have an infant or child under the age of 5, and this also includes dads, grandparents, foster parents with custody, you all might be eligible as well to receive services. And just to kind of give some examples of what foods WIC kind of provides, milk, cheese, eggs, bread, cereal, juice, baby food, baby cereal, fruits and veggies. They also offer hearing and vision screening. And so that's free of charge for infants through school-age children. And they also do that through the school year at area schools, preschools, and Head Start. And they also offer monthly clinic at the health department for these two. They're also asking to schedule an appointment ahead of time. And also they have lead screening, and this is done by a finger prick. If a child has high lead levels, his or her family will be contacted by the health department for additional testing, education, environmental evaluation, and just a follow-up in general. And then they also offer help with assistance in enrollment for health insurance. So again, if that's something that you or someone you know that needs assistance with that, this is another resource. And then they also have the Berry County Baby Cafe, which is a breastfeeding group. And then, as I mentioned earlier, under this umbrella, the department also helps with adult services. So again, as I touched on, like the immunizations, they have a wide range of those available through the health department. And again, also the WIC program is available. In addition, they also have STI testing and HIV screening. And so this counseling, testing, and treatment is available to all persons 13 years of age and older. Minors do not need parental or guardian consent for counseling, testing, or treatment. There is a fee for the counseling and testing. It's $22. However, clients will not be turned away if they can't afford it. And in addition, there was a side note that women 30 years or older may be charged an additional lab fee, and payment is expected at the time of service. And so again, just kind of please contact the office for more information and to set up an appointment, because it's by appointment only. And then in addition to that, the last one I haven't really talked about is the Wear One campaign, which is a free condom program developed to increase free condom availability. creating awareness and promoting acceptance of condom use, especially towards individuals 18 to 24 years of age. And so the goal is to really decrease sexually transmitted infections and unplanned pregnancies by removing some of these barriers to condom use, such as cost, embarrassment, and lack of access. So the public can stop by and pick up a bag for free whenever the business is open. And then some additional things that the health department kind of covers within their environmental health services are inspecting restaurant and other food establishments, issue on-site drinking water well and on-site sewage system permits, inspecting adult and child care facilities, public swimming pools and campgrounds, and even body art facilities, and foodborne illness like food poisoning complaints and reports, and investigating rodent, garbage, restaurant, and other complaints. And they also sample public beaches for bacteria. And in addition to all of that, they also provide sample bottles for private well water testing. They provide radon test kits for home testing. They link residents to solid waste, recycling, and home toxic collection services. They help ensure that residents have healthy homes, so household hazardous waste, radon, vapor intrusion, mold, mercury, lead, bed bugs, methamphetamine, and home flooding. They also educate residents on a lot of different things, such as bats, ticks, and mosquitoes, and the various diseases that they may carry. In addition to that, educating on food safety at the home and flood safety as it relates to on-site sewage systems and water supply wells. And so, like I said at the beginning, if you have any further questions, please contact either the Barry or the Eaton County location for more information about any of their program and services. And then the next part that I'm going to touch on, again, I'm not affiliated with any of these agencies, but I think with everything that's going on in the world with the pandemic, I think that this is a high quality need right now for a lot of people. And so I think it's important to inform the families and individuals that there is help out there. And so there's lots of different services available to you in Barry County. Again, a lot of these are Hastings and Middleville locations, but I know that there are other ones maybe that aren't listed here and also expanding outward. So just kind of informing individuals of where they can research and receive this information and service if they need it. And again, location, phone number, I highly encourage you to call ahead of time because each agency has their own COVID protocol. They have their own intake process. And a lot of times each agency takes certain insurance companies. So just to make sure that you have your best fit, I encourage you to reach out ahead. So again, here are some more choices and available service in Barry County, and just kind of, again, finding what works for you and your family. And now I'm going to pass it over to Lanny at United Way.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lanny Forbes of Barry County United Way. There are three really big focus areas that we work on: income, health, and education. We provide programs and services in those areas, as well as provide funding to support organizations that are operating with those in those areas as well. The thing I think is most important for everyone is to remember to call 211 or to go to 211.org if they're in need of service. It has 211 is complete information and referral services for all of Barry County. I usually use the phone to make those calls. If I'm looking for a family member in another county or in another state, I generally will then use 211.org. We all know that while we're struggling with things here, we've got family members that are in other parts of other communities. And I had a nephew that was very concerned about his aunt down in North Carolina. And I was able to go on 211.org and find their Meals on Wheels program for them down there and could connect him with that service. So please remember to call 211 or utilize 211.org. You can go to the next slide. Yeah, thank you. So Berry County United Way does fund over 25 programs and services, and I actually thought it was 25, but it's actually 34 programs and services through partner agencies across Berry County. In fact, many of the programs that we'll be talking today, we've just announced our allocations for this coming year. And some of the programs that one of them that we've already talked about is Imagination Library, and we'll be investing $10,000 into that program. We're investing $17,000 into Family Promise, over $55,000 to family support, including this workshop series, and $90,000 into the YMCA of Berry County. But you can see a whole list of different organizations. Those are just the ones that are going to be on the program tonight. And I'll have you go to the next slide. In the area of health, there are several programs. We work with the free dental clinic intake that's done here at our office. They just need to call our office and we will identify what is the best dental clinic that someone is in need of. We have the T1D fund, which is for diabetics. We have VSP vouchers for eyeglasses and eye exams. I think Dr. Abby is still on maybe. We have the free smoke and carbon monoxide detector program that we do in conjunction with all of our area fire departments, but that's supported from our Southside Pediatrics with the carbon monoxide detectors. Making sure that connecting the people that are in need of smoke detectors, our firefighters actually go into each home and identify where those need to be placed and place them in the home. We work with medical home connections, making sure that our those that are struggling, maybe they do have Medicare or Medicaid and they can't find a connection with an area doctor. We have some doctors that we work with that we can help make that connection, as well as working with Cherry Health. We do CPR and AED instruction. We have 2 certified American Heart Association instructors on our staff. And I think one of the biggest vaccinations for adults that was missing in the health department slide was the COVID vaccinations. They have been very active in that. In fact, just Saturday, we did another clinic with the health department, and another 400. The good news I will say about COVID and the vaccination clinics is that we did in Berry County, you're hearing about places not receiving the amount of vaccine that they need. We actually received more than was expected this week and have put up 2 more vaccination clinics. So there will be a vaccination clinic beginning tomorrow every day the rest of this week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all day Saturday. So very excited about the amount of vaccinations that are coming into our community. Oh, I can't change that slide. I keep trying to push it. In the area of education, we have a family economic support office that works with our ALICE population in area businesses, which is our asset limited income constrained employed individuals. And while in Berry County, we have 9% that live below the poverty level, we have another group of 28% of our population that lives within the ALICE population. And oftentimes, they're the ones that they're going to work every day, but I like to say it's only one flat tire away from creating a disaster in the household. You know, that means that you're taking the money from the tire or that you were going to use to pay your electric bill to fix that tire. And so we work on connecting them with budgeting and with programs and services that are available throughout our community, including those at our office. I love that somebody mentioned about car seats. We actually, I have 3 car seat technicians on my staff here. And then we have 2 others in the community. We're working actually with medical control right now on a trauma grant to get some additional people trained in installation and education of car seats. After 22 years on a fire department, I'm a real stickler for children being safely in their cars, and we want to make sure that that's happening. We also have the volunteer center, which is provides opportunities for people to be involved in the community through Day of Caring. Every year we connect over 500 volunteers into our community to make huge differences, whether that's out at the YMCA camp or painting fire hydrants in the city of Hastings. In the area of income, we're very proud of our backpack program. Last year, over 400 kids were able to receive backpacks and school supplies. We have a fresh food initiative that every Wednesday at Green Street Church parking lot, beginning at 10 a.m., we are able to provide food assistance. On average, it is, I think I just looked this week, and our average amount of food that we're distributing is 13,724 pounds of food every Wednesday. So if you know of somebody that's in need of food assistance, they just need to, all that's asked is that they have to fill out a form that's got their name, their address, the number of people in their household, and their zip code. So it is for Berry County residents only. We are the housing resource center for Berry County. We have the grants for homeless prevention and emergency assistance. We are very pleased that we are just notified recently. It has not been finalized yet, but MISTA has notified us that we have received $1.14 million to assist with rent assistance. We have another $20,000 to assist with mortgage assistance for those with COVID-related issues. And we have grants outside of that. So it may not be a COVID issue, but we do have long-term rental assistance programs, PSH and rapid rehousing that are available. We do a Toys for Berry County Kids program at Christmas, where we're able to provide information for children and, not information. We're empowering families to be able to come and shop for their children for Christmas. And so they have the opportunity to come in and pick those presents. And then they can have whatever kind of Christmas they want to have with their children. It really is about empowering them and making them feel that they are their children's Christmas program. We do have the Michigan Energy Assistance Program grant to assist families with deliverable fuels, electric bills, any of those kinds of things. And the great thing about, we work in helping families navigate through the MISTA program. We are navigators for, through DHHS. We are navigators for DHHS. So we help them work through getting enrolled in the programming. We also have utility assistance, and then oftentimes are able to roll families onto the CARES program. Those programs that I've talked about are all income based. Some of them are at 200% of poverty. Some of them are at 100%. It just varies depending on the program. We are Veterans Affairs for Berry County. You'll see our Mission United down there in the corner. Very proud of the work that we are able to do with our veterans in Berry County. We work with all VA programs, but we also work with making sure that they're connected to other resources that can oftentimes kick in much quicker. One of the things that we oftentimes see recently is families that really are in need of aid and attendance for aging veterans. And sometimes that can take 6 to 9 months for a family to get the aid and attendance that they need. Well, by working with our community, with our Commission on Aging, we can get that started the next day. So while we're working on getting the other program going through the VA, we can get them started with a local program that assists them. Currently, we're in the middle of our VITA program, our volunteers and tax assistance. I happened to ask Courtney today how things were going. And we, to date, have helped over 350 households, and they're receiving over $500,000 back into their household through refunds or through credit. So very pleased. And again, if you are, someone can apply for that program. If they earn under $60,000 a year, they qualify to receive free tax assistance. And we're also helping families that with their property tax credit, with their home heating credit, and for those that did not, for one reason or another, receive their stimulus payments. So those are all pieces that the VITA program is working on as well. And I thought I would just kind of end with kind of how we work here at United Way. You know, it was really interesting. I, again, have been working at the COVID clinic, and for some reason had to go pick up some stuff for them. And I went into this business, and the lady said, oh, are you with the health department? And I said, well, actually I'm with Berry County United Way. I'm just doing some work with the health department right now. And she said, oh my gosh, we had to use United Way. She said, I knew about United Way, but I didn't know what all you did. And when COVID hit, about a month and a half later, I had twins. And her husband and her had both had lost their jobs, were on unemployment. Unemployment had not kicked in. They had these new babies. She didn't know what they were going to do. She called 211, which then referred them to our office. Again, we used our navigation skills through MDHHS to work with them on getting them enrolled in all of the programming that could be provided there. She said, I didn't even know what WIC was. And we were able to get her connected again with WIC. We assisted, and she's telling me all of this, and I've got tears just running because, you know, this is what we hope for. We were able to help with their electric bill, their propane, and their rent assistance. And both of them are back to working. They are looking forward to having their taxes done this week. But we're really appreciative of all of the programs and services that were available through Berry County that really helped them through what they were dealing with in COVID. And I got to see pictures of the adorable twins. So, you know, that was quite a highlight. And my light just shut off in the background here. So if you know of a family that's in need of assistance, you know, please call 211 or certainly call our office, 269-945-4010. And we will work on addressing whatever those issues are or needs. Again, we're very proud to not only provide the programs and services that we do, but support the programs and services of so many organizations and agencies throughout our community.
Thank you so much, Lanny. And I know that, like you already said, we couldn't do these wonderful workshops and educate everyone on all the wonderful work all these agencies do. And so we really appreciate you being here, even if you're in the dark right now. So thanks so much again for all your information. I swear I always learn something new every time I hear you present. So I always appreciate the refresher. Okay. So thanks for hanging with us. I know we're getting close, but we only have a couple more. And so I want to turn this over to Martha and Morgan, I believe, at Family Promise.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm Martha Ports with Family Promise of Berry County, and Morgan is also on the call. She'll talk a little bit later. So you can go to the next slide, please. So we are with Family Promise of Berry County, which is different from Family Support Center. So I know they're really close in many ways and often get confused. But Family Promise, as you'll see in just a minute, is really a national organization. And I love the name Family Promise because it reminds us of two key things. Number one is that there's inherent promise or potential in every single family. And with the families that we work with, that is key. It's that potential, that promise that they have to each other, that love that binds them together, that makes parents successful, that keeps the family united, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch and a beautiful thing to enable. And then the other element of Family Promise, the name, is that there's a sense of promise or commitment from the community to help families when they have a need. And so as you'll see, that community component is key. So yeah, this is just a real quick slide just to show you that family promises are all around the country. We're in big cities, we're in smaller rural communities like ours, and it's just a beautiful network of organizations and people that are committed to helping families who are experiencing issues with housing stability. And so our family promises do look different in big cities versus Berry County, but they all have that same issue at heart. So what do we do? As I mentioned, we work with families to help to bring them stability with housing. And we do that through our shelter program, which is really a unique way to care for families that are experiencing homelessness, and our personalized case management program. Our case management is so personalized because our families live with us. And so we see them all the time, every day. And so we're able to really look at helping the family identify what are the issues that led to their situation, what are the goals they'd like to set, you know, what kind of future do they want for themselves and their children, and then help them to be connected with the tools in our community or the education or training they need to meet those goals. We do often say we're a hand up, not a handout, because our families work hard to meet their goals and to better themselves. You know, when I think about our case management, that's just what's so beautiful about what we do. Everything from like helping somebody get her driver's license. She was never able to go through driver's training. She was a young single mom. You know, she through our community and through one of our churches, one of the people who attends one of our churches is a driver's ed instructor, and so he helped her train and learn how to drive. They used my car in the parking lot. And then she was able to do her road test, and I was the nervous mom in the back seat as she drove all around our city streets. But, you know, looking at that goal, like now that mom has a driver's license and can get a car, and that just opens up everything for her. So big things like that to little things like making a family budget, like all sorts of goals we look at. And then this is a list of the different churches that are part of our network. We really utilize that community, meaning volunteers that provide evening and overnight volunteers for our shelter program. And we do that through sometimes using the church buildings, but other times like now sheltering in place, but we still use that network of volunteers. So it's really wonderful. And the next slide will transition to Morgan, who is going to talk about our case management programs. So these programs are available for residents, people who stay in our shelter program, and for people who aren't in our shelter program, but to maybe help equip them so it would be preventing them from experiencing homelessness and just equipping them with tools that will help them to have a brighter future. So Morgan, go ahead and should go through each of these.
Yeah. So as Martha said, I'm Morgan, so I'm the case manager at Family Promise. And we're really excited about these new programs that we've added this year. It's the first time we're going to be utilizing them and working and doing them. So these programs are not just for our residents, but they're also for our non-residents as well in the area. So anyone, for the most part, is able to do these programs with a few different qualifications, which we can kind of get into as we go through each of them. You can go to the next slide. So our first program is Keys to Good Tenancy. And this program really is great for individuals who maybe have never rented before. Or even individuals who have rented and have struggled in the past. We try to focus in this program on budgeting, leases, home repairs, and maintenance. And through each of these things, how from the case management perspective, we would meet with the individuals once a week, and we kind of go over each topic in the booklets that they are provided. And it really just helps them get a better understanding of what they need to see in a lease, or if conflict arises, how they might approach that. So the facilitator and the individual who's participating in the client will go over different scenarios and stuff like that. And with each of our programs, they're rewarded a certificate at the end of completion, as well as a gift. With this program specifically, a fireproof safe will be rewarded, which is just a great way for them to be able to, you know, save important documents or their certificates as well. You can go to the next slide. New Beginnings. This program really focuses on individuals' finances. So we really kind of take a look, especially in the first couple meetings, on what they're spending their money on. Because obviously sometimes even myself, you know, you don't realize what you're spending your money on until you're writing it down and really looking at, oh, I could save in this area. On budgeting, and we take a look at their credit as well and try to look at ways that we can potentially improve their credit and work with them to be more successful in planning for future expenses and staying stable with their finances as well. With this program, they're rewarded a budget tracking folder with hopes that they can kind of continue to track what they're spending their money on after they complete the program and continue to budget and be successful. The Pathways program is to assist participants with learning how to be successful in the workplace. So some topics that we discuss in this program are working on writing a resume, writing cover letters. We do mock interviews, and we even help the clients search for jobs, because that definitely can be confusing now for individuals, at least in my experience with working with the clients, because a lot of applications are online and definitely can be confusing at times. We really try to partner with Michigan Works with this as well, as they are the experts in jobs. So they have additional guidance and resources that we would refer our clients to. This is kind of just an added tool as we see them each on a weekly basis, or potentially if they're in our shelter program, we would see them every day. So we're able to do a little bit more hands-on case management. And with this program, once the individuals successfully complete the program, they will earn either a gift certificate for gas or groceries. So it's kind of exciting. And then this is our new program, the prevention program, which Martha's gonna explain this one. So I'll hand it back to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is really just a really small grant that we receive that can be used to help people to avoid experiencing homelessness and needing shelter. So that's really the goal, to keep them from being evicted, or to help them transition from the step of, okay, I have to leave this place. Where will I go next? And so to qualify, they do need to have a minor child, be facing an imminent eviction or foreclosure within 30 days, and agree to our personalized case management. And again, it's not, this one isn't a huge grant. It's not going to follow them for a long time, but every little bit can help. And the money can be really flexible and used in different ways that we can get creative with it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we're excited about that program. So if you go to the next slide, please. If you know of anybody who would be interested in these programs or just a listening ear, go ahead and contact us. I gave Morgan's email, and then our Facebook or our website or our office number. And yeah, I do just want to add one more thing. We do have an event coming up in April that I will share with Barry County kids, because it's going to be a really fun event where people are welcome to come. We're going to be celebrating our volunteers because our volunteers are our superheroes. So we'll be having like a drive-through carnival event to celebrate those. So it'll be really fun and free for everybody. Oh, I meant to mention that too. All of our case management program and our shelter program is free to our clients. So there's no worry about that. All right, but feel free to call us if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha and Morgan. I really appreciate you taking the time to share all the wonderful things that you're doing. So that leads next to the Family Support Center of Barry County. And as Martha said, we are different than the Family Promise, but we do kind of receive each other's phone calls at times, but that's okay. So we have several programs here at our small nonprofit agency. We are a team of 3, myself, Bill, who is our program manager, and then Linda, who is our executive director. And so with that, we have several programs that really wouldn't be made possible without our big funders, such as the Children's Trust Fund and United Way, as Lanny had mentioned earlier, and also the donations that we receive from the community. And so without all of that support and financial support too, we really wouldn't be able to offer the several programs that we are today. So the first one that we really have to offer is our Baby's First Year, which is some reading material that we provide to the local hospital for new parents. And so when they leave the hospital, they have our contact information. Therefore, when they're in need of something or they have questions or concerns, they can, not only reference the book, obviously, but then they have our contact information for additional support. We also have our crib program. And with this is how we practice and make sure that all the babies in Barry County are practicing safe sleep. And so this is free to all Barry County residents. We do have a referral on our website at thefamilysupportcenter.com under referrals tab. And so community professionals and parents can fill a referral out themselves. They can call, you can fax that, email it, however you need to get it to us. And so we don't keep our cribs or our pack and plays or our toddler beds on site. We actually connect with the Department of Health and Human Services. Our coordinator, Jen Eastman, will connect with the families to either deliver or have them pick up the safe sleep environment, whether that's a crib, pack and play, or a toddler bed. And we also provide the mattress, sheets for the mattress, and then also we have tummy time quilts that are donated by and made by Sister Fabrics. And so thanks to those that are supporting of that program, we can kind of teach the message of, backs are for sleeping and then tummy time on the tummy time quilt. And in addition to that, we also have the community breakfast, which is quarterly. And so this is a partnering with other agencies, several that have been speaking tonight. And we host usually in person, but with COVID, we've had to adapt this to be virtual. And so we cover various topics that we think are relevant to the community and just kind of educating them on the resources and services that are out there. And when it wasn't perfect in person, we were also providing breakfast. You can always check our Facebook page or our website for upcoming community breakfasts. And in addition to that, we also have our Diaper Depot program. And this, again, is made possible by donations. And so with this program, we provide diapers to the local pantries, such as My Alpha Place, Barry County Cares, Mana's Market, Pleasant Valley Church, Thornapple Valley Church, and Maple Valley Church. And we do this to kind of help continue fighting against abuse and neglect, because we know that there's not a lot of assistance always for diapers as there might be food. And so we try to help fill that gap in the community by providing diapers to our local pantries to disperse to families. We also have our family education services, which is ran by myself. So again, our referral is online for this program at our website under referrals. And so you can fax that, email that. Community professionals can call me and refer families, or families can self-refer themselves. And I work with families for once a week. And I was doing this in the home to provide kind of parenting support, education, tips, and things of that nature. However, I have had to adapt that to be virtual due to COVID. And so with this, I use an evidence-based curriculum called the Nurturing Parenting Program. And I use that to kind of teach and provide lessons that cover an array of topics, such as how to handle and express anger in healthy ways and some coping skills, also lots of different discipline strategies and kind of stress and how that can impact ourselves and our children. And so I really try to tailor the topics to my families as it's relevant to their children, because this curriculum covers ages 0 to 18. So again, and that's free to all Berry County residents and families. And then obviously, you know about the Family Workshop Series because you're here now. And, you know, prior to COVID, this used to be in person, and we worked really hard to eliminate all the barriers that were preventing families from accessing this education and training hours that they may needed, whether it was for foster care, licensing, or if you were a child care provider, or just simply a family needing, how do I handle my kids' behavior? And so we offered it through January through April, twice a month, and we would host it in 2 locations, Middleville and Hastings. But with COVID, we had to kind of adapt this as well to be virtual, as we are here now. But when it was in person, we also provided childcare assistance and dinner and transportation through the Berry County Transit to our Hastings location. So we really tried to work hard to eliminate all of those barriers that might be keeping families from accessing the information. And then next we have our kinship support services. So this is also a program ran by me, and this is to help relatives who are raising their relatives, so grandparents raising their grandchildren or aunts and uncles raising their nieces and nephews. And so similar to the family education services, we provide education, support. We can help them connect with resources and services they might need, such as food, clothing, whatever it is that the family identifies. We were also looking to launch support groups for these families. However, COVID kind of put this at a risk situation, so we are waiting until it's safe to do so to be able to host those again. But we also are able to do some more fun activities with this group as well, because one of the big things that my kinship families stress to me is how much they appreciate their grandchildren and nieces and nephews being with other families. And so we really like to hold opportunities that allow families to engage with other families that are going through similar circumstances that they are going through. And so we host holiday parties where we have Santa come and visit, and we host dinner, and kids are able to play games and do like gingerbread house decorating or ornament decorating. And we also do some camp fronts, which is an opportunity again for parents and caregivers to kind of get that education while their kids get to have a fun camp experience for a couple hours doing the rock wall, swimming. So we really try to host those events to kind of meet that need. In addition to that, we also have our lending library. And so this is available to community professionals and families and individuals. And there is a process and a form. We just ask you to contact us. We have DVDs, we have reading material, we have old workshops that we have recorded, so that if you're not able to attend live presentations, you can still get those trainings. And so we just ask you to reach out and give us the topic that maybe you're looking for, and we can maybe help you identify a good resource for that. We also have mandated reporter training. So this is how we can educate individuals and community professionals on what to look for in abuse and neglect situations. And so Bill actually runs this program. And so if you're looking to get your agency or yourself trained in what to look for abuse and neglect, please contact us and we can set up something to maybe get those services provided to you. And we also have Pierre the Pelican, which is a newsletter for parents. And again, this is just some more reading material we have posted on our website. And so if that is something that you're interested in, please feel free to check that out. And then our last program we have is Stewards of Children, and this is our sexual abuse prevention training as well. And so if this is something that you or your agency would like to be trained on, feel free to reach out to us about that as well. So again, we really try to cover education, advocacy, and awareness in all the work that we do and provide to families. And so here's our contact information. Again, we have our website, our Facebook page that we're constantly updating with information, events, and also you can reach us by phone or by email. We're not always in the office. Sometimes we are working remote. So email can usually be the best method. And that is all that I have for the Family Support Center. I know that we're really close to time. So if Allison is still on the call, I'm going to pass it over to her to do the YMCA.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. We're totally silent on my side. So I just want to share what the Y has for youth coming up. It's been a crazy year with COVID, but we are back to our spring sports, which start in mid-April. And so you can see we have soccer, tiny tots, and various baseball. Go to the next slide. We also have our childcare and different things. One, we have 3 different childcare sites that are open to the public. One is before and after school. And then, so we have 2 different sites there. And then we also have childcare for 0 to 5. And then we have our Sprouts preschool nature-based learning, which is Algonquin, and for 3 to 5-year-olds, and they spend a lot of time outside and just a lot of time with nature. So it's a great program that we started this year. So the next slide. Oh, I don't know if I'm frozen or.
I'm looking at the best summer ever slide. Are you
there
ready?
we go.
Okay.
Yep. So we are planning to have summer camp this year with overnight and day camp. Our overnight camps are basically 1st grade through 17 years old, depending on what you're looking for. We do have traditional overnight for 1st through 9th graders. And then our teen trip camp for 8th to 10th graders, counselor and training. And then our day camp program, lots of options there, but if you have a tiny tot, 4 to 5 years old, we added teen and tween day camp this year for the kids that are a little bit older but aren't quite ready for day camp. So we are planning to have summer camp this year, where last year we were only able to have day camp. Next. And then these are our free programs that we offer throughout the summer. Many people are familiar with our B-Bus mobile library, which is a button to a library that travels around the county. We're hoping to be back up to our 22 plus sites per week for the summer. It's free. We're all over Barry County. Y on the Fly is our newest program, where we go out to the same neighborhoods that the B-Bus hits. And it's a free program. We offer fitness and fun and food. Currently, we are piloting it in 4 neighborhoods through the school year. We serve about kids a day right now in those 4 neighborhoods. And we also feed them dinner every day. And we also stay and play with them. And then our Catch summer program this year is going to be at Fish Hatchery Park during the summer. And again, it's a free program. It's from 9 to 12:30, and the kids get engagement, play, activity, and then also a meal. Our 3 free summer programs. Okay, next one. And so then if you just want to learn more about any of our programs, you can go to our website. We do offer financial assistance for our programs that have registration fees. And some of our programs are not available right now because we are reliant on other places for gyms or swimming pools. So, for example, our aquatics program is not able to happen right now, not able to have swimming pool space, but many of our programs are happening. So if you go to our website, you can learn more, or you can call us. And again, we do have financial assistance. And that's all for me.
Thanks so much, Allison. I appreciate you for being here and sharing all the wonderful things that we get to look forward to at the Y.